stop whatever you're doing and listen up. This is not a routine roster blip. This is a siren in Allen Park that makes position coaches sprint from the film room to the practice field with new scripts in their hands. It is happening in the exact week Detroit has to walk into Baltimore for Monday Night Football and to try to bottle the most dangerous dual threat in the sport. The Lions just pulled a lever that screams urgency. If your heartbeat didn't jump yet, it will when you realize why they chose this player on this day for this opponent and how it could tilt the entire week of prep in our favor. When you know you're about to chase a quarterback who turns broken plays into back-breaking plays, you don't hope for answers. You bring in someone who forces your defense to feel that chaos at full speed before the plane leaves Michigan. That is exactly what this move is designed to do. Before I give you the headline, here's the promise. In the next few minutes, I will show you how this adds gasoline to Dan Campbell's Earn It culture. I will tell you what it says about Aaron Glenn's plan for Lamar-style football. I will break down how the tight end room just shifted. I will explain why the interior offensive line got sturdier. I will tell you what it means that a linebacker lost his spot and a familiar name on offense hit injured reserve. I will also walk you through a sneaky scenario where this signing stops being a scout team footnote and becomes a game day wrinkle. Stick with me because the dots connect fast and they connect loud. You're watching Lions News Fan Report. This is the blue-collar home for Detroit football, where we break it down with mud on the cleats and no fluff in the gaps. Hit subscribe, smash like, drop a one pride in the comments so this reaches every corner bar from Dearborn to Grand Rapids. Let's get to work. Here's the context that matters. The modern NFL keeps throwing cheat codes at defenses. Quarterbacks erase bad downs with their legs. They stress edge discipline and punish a single false step. The only way to survive that on game night is to live it in practice, not in theory. In real speed reps, mesh points, QB power, scramble drill, the full menu. If your rush lanes aren't trained and your plaster rules aren't second nature, 4 seconds feel like 14, and one missed leverage turns into 7 points. Detroit looked at the calendar, saw Monday night in Baltimore, and said, "We need a live look now, not a whiteboard sketch." That is why today's update is not just a transaction. It is a message. Here are the moves. The Lions have signed quarterback/receiver Malik Cunningham to the practice squad. They have added veteran tight end Ross Dwelley to the practice squad. They have released linebacker Monty Rice from the practice squad. Tight end Shane Zylstra is headed to injured reserve. Interior lineman Tristan Colon has been signed from the practice squad to the 53. The headline inside the headline is simple. Cunningham gives Aaron Glenn a Lamar-style look all week. It is the kind of dual-threat stress test you cannot fake with a pocket passer who jogs. Who is Malik Cunningham, and why now? If you watched Saturdays, you know the silhouette. Cunningham was a 4-year starter at Louisville. He threw 70 touchdowns against 29 interceptions. He rushed for 309 yards and 50 rushing touchdowns. In the NFL, he has lined up at both quarterback and receiver. He threatens the edge. He gets downhill on QB bash. He can pull up and throw the glance or the over route. He extends plays until your coverage rules snap. That is the exact problem Baltimore inflicts. That is the exact muscle memory Detroit needs to build this week. This is not out of the blue. The Lions recently tried him out. They also added C.J. Beathard to the practice squad as an emergency arm. Last week, they even pushed backup Kyle Allen into a mobile QB mimic role to prep for Chicago. This staff hunts for any edge that helps the starters feel the speed of what's coming. Cunningham is a different gear. He is not pretending to be dual threat. He is dual threat. He has real acceleration at the mesh and comfort throwing on the move. That gives Detroit's front seven and secondary a chance to rehearse Lamar-like tempo in a controlled environment. Here is what this unlocks for the defense right now. For Aiden Hutchinson and the edges, it is live reps of mush-rush discipline where you compress without losing contain. For the tackles and the interior, it is the balance between squeezing B-gaps and not opening escape alleys. For the linebackers, it is rid and react on split-flow motion with the courage to fit the quarterback keep without getting snookered by the pitch. For the defensive backs, it is plaster rules that last forever. 4 seconds. 5 seconds. 6 seconds. When Cunningham extends, you learn to cover longer than you want to. That is exactly what you will need on Monday. The roster chess around this move tells its own story. Dwelly's arrival on the practice squad, right as Zylstra hits injured reserve, gives the offense a veteran who can digest installs fast, stand up on special teams, and be a call-up if the tight end room needs a steady hand for 15 snaps. Tristan Cullen, getting inked to the 53, is Brad Holmes, protecting the most sacred resource in Detroit football, the inside of the pocket and the A-gaps in short yardage. When you travel into a physical stadium, you do not want to be one rolled ankle away from panic on the interior. Cullen brings center guard flexibility. That keeps protections clean and the run game honest. As for Monty Rice, this is the cold part of the business. Somebody loses a chair when the music stops. His release is the cost of creating the right looks on defense and plugging real depth on offense. Let's be clean about fact versus projection. Fact. Malik Cunningham is on the practice squad. Ross Dwelly is on the practice squad. Shane Zylstra is on injured reserve. Tristan Cullen is on the 53. The purpose of signing Cunningham this week is to simulate dual threat stress as Detroit prepares for Baltimore. Projection. This does not guarantee a game day elevation or a gadget package. Practice squad signings are about preparation first. There is, however, a realistic path where the staff chooses to elevate him as a standard elevation for emergency QB3 dress or special teams look teams. If they truly love a wrinkle, there could be one low-risk snap in the red zone, a jet orbit option, or a third and short quarterback keep to widen the front. That only happens if practice proves two things. First, that he executes the ball handling at pro speed without risking the football. Second, that his presence forces Baltimore to spend time on film for something they probably never see. Even that tiny distraction is an edge worth pocketing. Step back and you see the bigger picture. This is classic Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Build the most competitive Wednesday you can. Win the details. Do not let the first time your defense meets chaos be in prime time. Buttress the roster at the same time with a veteran tight end and a tough interior lineman, so the foundation does not crack when the game lengthens. There is another subplot. All eyes are on the edge rotation and on injury evaluations. There was no splash at that spot today because the staff is waiting for full medical clarity before pushing any panic button. That tells you they believe in their depth and their plan as currently constructed. So, what does the week actually look like with Malik in the building? Picture this. First-team defense takes the field. He is in a red jersey, pistol set, split flow motion across your face. The mesh point rides a heartbeat longer than you want. The edge stays square. The backer scrapes. The safety rotates late. The ball is out through the seam before the rush gets close. Next rep it is QB counter with a pulling guard. The nickel fits. The backside end squeezes and shuffles. Next it is sprint out with a hash throw back across the field. Next it is a scramble drill where your DBs have to plaster for a lifetime. Do that 30 times and Monday night will not feel like a storm. It will feel like weather you already trained for. Because this is Detroit, it always comes back to the trenches. Cullen's promotion is the kind of blue-collar move that never trends but always matters. If the middle of your protection is trustworthy, you can use six-man slides. You can run duo and inside zone with force. You can keep your offense on schedule. That shortens the game. That limits Lamar's possessions. That is how you make a primetime road game winnable in the fourth quarter. Here is my take. I love this move, not because it promises a gadget on Monday, but because it guarantees honesty in practice. There is no substitute for feeling live speed. Cunningham brings enough live traits to turn every Tuesday film note into Wednesday muscle memory. The surrounding moves tell me the front office is tightening bolts, not chasing headlines. They are protecting the line with Cullen. They are stabilizing the tight end room with Dwelly. They made the hard cut with Rice to keep the plan intact. That is grown man team building. Do I want a Malik package under the lights? Only if it is airtight in practice. Points are gold on the road, and you do not risk momentum with acute turnover. As a preparation piece, this is A-plus process. Period. Now I want to hear from you. Should the Lions keep Malik strictly as a Lamar simulator, or sneak him onto the game day elevation list for a red zone wrinkle. If you are the defensive coordinator, what is the one rep you want to see him run 20 times this week to prepare the defense for Baltimore's chaos? Is it QB power? Is it zone read with the pop pass? Is it sprint out with the throwback? Tell me the down and distance, the formation, and the motion, and let's build the script together. This is Lions News Fan Report. One pride always. Hit subscribe. Smash that like. Share this with the diehards who never skip a rep. Games are won by teams that practice the truth. This week, Detroit just made practice a whole lot more honest.